Person switches cameras, as you see there. They're right next to one another. We have Bryant Cook, 7-0, on the Epic Storm, creator of the Epic Storm, there on the right, and Jacob Wilson on Rug Delver, undefeated in games so far this tournament at 14-0. He did lose a game this round, though, to Bryant Cook, so he's only merely 15-1.
Jacob Wilson, the defeated.
That's right.
Yep.
So it's Jacob Wilson's turn, it appears, and on his turn he is going to cast Delver of Secrets and attack.
Yeah, now pretty interesting to note, these two players chose not to draw. They could almost definitely safely double draw into top 8, but Jacob Wilson, I think you talked to him in between rounds, right?
Yep, Jacob Wilson commented, I believe on Twitter, that he was not going to lose a game, basically, in this top 8. And so he put his money where his mouth was. Unfortunately, silence is not looking great for Team Rug Delver over there.
When
you saw him throw his hands up and just put his hand down on the table and let Bryant do his thing.
Yep, Jacob could walk away, get a drink of water, go to the bathroom right now.
He's just happy to be here at this point.
Right.
So Bryant Cook figuring out the math here, trying to figure out exactly how he's going to figure it out. I didn't get a great glance at his hand, but it looks like Chromox is going to remove Burning Wish, signaling another Burning Wish in Bryant's hand. Silence, Chromox, Rite of Flame are the 3 storm spells.
Yep, so Storm 3, he has to get up to that critical mass of 9 plus a Tendrils of Agony if he wants to defeat Jacob Wilson. Infernal Tutor Hellbent is going to go fetch up something here. It's unclear how much mana Bryant has floating, but
enough to make 12 Goblin tokens, it would appear.
Okay. 12 Goblin tokens versus a 1-1 Mongoose and a 1-1 Delver. That seems pretty good for Bryant Cook. This is turn 3.
Usually good enough against Rug Delver. That's trying to nickel and dime their opponents away. Not really able to nickel and dime the player that has 20 permanents in play on turn 3.
That's right.
And so there's 2, and there's 12.
They multiply fast, don't they?
Absolutely. So Jacob's going to have to figure out the best way to get out of this situation. It's entirely possible that he brought in Rough Tumble, but I would highly doubt it.
Yeah, it really depends how he was defeated the first 2 games. If he saw Empty the Warrens, he brought it in. If not, I doubt it as well.
Yeah, I think that if you're sideboarding into Rough Tumble to be able to defeat your opponent's 3rd win condition, you're not in a good spot. So, in the meantime, Jacob Wilson turns up a Stifle.
Wow.
Funny story. And flips his Insectile Aberration. The race does not favor Jacob Wilson.
No, it doesn't. His quest to become undefeated in matches. Oh, there we go. Now it's clear.
Much better.
Yeah.
We're switching to our easier to read dice once these players are on camera. We hadn't made that switch just yet. As you can see, 12 Goblin tokens in play for Bryant Cook after a turn 3 silence, followed by Empty the Warrens for 12 Goblins.
Yeah, Bryant probably almost wished that Jacob tried to fight over that silence because his plan was empty.
So Tarmogoyf is going to land for Jacob Wilson. That's just going to be the Abyss against the 12 1-1s for Bryant Cook. So if we stay at parity here, Jacob Wilson has a 3-2 and a 3-4, it appears. Those are both going to just eat up a couple of Goblin tokens.
Right.
Meaning that Jacob will fall to 10 on Bryant's attack step.
Maybe potentially 11 if he wants to block the Nimble Mongoose.
If he wants to trade
off.
with the Mongoose.
Although I actually don't think Jacob Wilson's life total is right. I think it should be 19 because of that fetch. And maybe even 18 because of Force of Will. Although
yes.
that might have been duress. Unclear here.
Yeah, I think that was duress, actually. I think I saw a duress in Bryant's graveyard. And so Jacob would fall to either 9 or 10. And then on the next attack step, the clock isn't sped up any. It would still be a 3-turn clock.
Right. So I don't think Jacob can attack with this 3-2 flyer here. He just has to pass the turn. Oh, wow. He's proving me wrong. Maybe he figures he's only out his Rough Tumble if he did side them in.
I think that I think that he just wants to find another creature with a bigger butt. And he's got a lot of ways to draw that. He's got Ponders, he's got Brainstorm, so he'll be able to dig into them if he so needs. And in a pinch, Snapcaster Mage can jump under the tires. But I think that Jacob Wilson identified that the clock doesn't speed up any if he attacks that turn. And so Jacob will take 11 there, blocking one of the goblins. He is falling to 5.
And it looks like end of the turn, he knows he has to thin out his deck. Usually a player like Jacob Wilson will wait on his fetch lands to the last minute, but he might feel like the deck thinning is more important than anything here. We'll see.
Apologies, he falls to 8 life. And then on Jacob's upkeep,
wow.
Silence.
Now that's a good draw from Bryant Cook right there.
Silence. Not going to let Jacob play any creature.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter though, because Jacob didn't draw a Rough Tumble. He just drew a Nimble Mongoose, so I believe he's dead on board, if the life total's correct.
Yep, I think that this Mongoose is going to come down, and that's going to allow Jacob to block 4 of the creatures.
I don't think he can cast spells
cast
this turn.
Yeah,
he
sorry,
thinks he can.
Silence is golden here. So we're not able to cast any spells.
Hold on a minute, Jacob.
Yeah,
there we go.
We cast a Silence. Good call.
That card does have text.
Does. We did not just waste our gemstone line. And so 11 are going to swing in. 3 of them are going to get blocked. 11 minus 3 is 8.
How about that?
Yeah, Jacob Wilson's life total is 8. Jacob falls to 0. Bryant Cook knew exactly what he needed.